Are you tired of all the gear that you have to lug around in order to produce high quality content? Maybe you're the guy, kind of like me, who on every trip you always feel like you have to bring all your laptops or all your pieces of gear in order to feel like you are the most prepared for anything that comes at you. Or even worse, you're the guy who brings around his huge case full of lenses in order to be prepared to get the right shot at exactly the right time, only for you to never actually use any of that, and it just sits in your hotel room collecting dust. My name is CJ, and I'm a full-time content creator who works primarily in the firearm space, but I've also worked on commercial projects, and I do a fair amount of traveling where I have to produce high-quality content and turn it around fast, and I've used a ton of tools in order to use that over my career. With that experience, let me tell you, having the right pieces of gear can make the difference. But for this video, I wanted to share with you 3 simple pieces of gear that have transformed the way I produce my content. These tools have allowed me to produce high quality content way faster than I ever thought possible. So stick around, because I'm gonna edit an entire video right here in this video to prove to you just how easy and fun it can actually be. So the first piece of gear obviously is gonna be a camera, and the first one is gonna be my Fuji camera. Now normally I shoot on a Fuji X-T4, which is what I'm shooting on right now, hi. And so I borrowed this Fuji X-T30 just as a demo for this video, but I'm using this with a 50mm f1.4 lens. This combo allows me to get a really high quality look because I'm getting super buttery smooth bokeh and a subject that is ultra sharp and ultra in focus. Now I love using Fuji cameras, and I actually made a whole video on that you can look at right over here or here, whichever one of these corners. Really though, at the end of the day, Fuji cameras are super fun, super easy to use, and they have a look that looks like no other, and it's honestly a look that a lot of people are still chasing, because cameras like these are still holding their value even years after they've come out because of the things like the film simulations you can do and even the high quality video that you can get out of these cameras. So that's why I love using Fuji cameras. Just really quick. Now, obviously these cameras take SD cards, and so we have to have a way of getting that media off of our camera, and the way I do that is with a simple SD card adapter. Now, you can get SD card adapters kind of like this from virtually anywhere, Amazon or something. I picked this one up at Walmart, and it actually has a standard size USB on it, along with a micro USB that's kind of an adaptation of that full size USB, as well as a USB-C and a full size SD slot and a micro SD slot. And I picked this up for like 10 bucks at Walmart on a random trip that I went somewhere because I really needed it, and I've been using it for years. The point is, you don't need this specific SD adapter, but you should get one just like it in order to get your media from your camera onto the next tool that we're going to use, and that's something that everyone has. The next tool you guys have probably guessed, and it's just your smartphone with an editing tool, something like CapCut, which I know might be Chinese spyware, guys, but I don't really care for this video. The thing about smartphones these days, guys, is that they're really powerful, and they're even powerful enough to edit short 4K high quality video, which is awesome. And I can prove it to you because I have a Galaxy Note 10 Plus here, which is around 4 or 5 years old at this point, and it can handle the 4K footage that is coming out of my Fuji, which is just insane to me. The combination of these 3 tool guys means I can shoot high quality content on my camera, offload that media with the SD card onto my phone, and then begin to edit it, color it, make it look the way I want to, and then post it onto a platform like YouTube Shorts, YouTube itself, or even things like Instagram, and then boom, I can turn around content within minutes of shooting it. It's really nice. To prove to you that this is possible, let's go ahead and head out to the park with my wife and shoot some video on my camera, and then we'll come back, bring it into the office, and see what we can do with it using nothing but this little $10 SD adapter and my super old phone.
A few moments later.
Okay guys, we're back from the park. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in my SD card to my phone, get all the footage offloaded, and start to edit up this video on my phone. One thing that I'll mention right before we start editing is that I do have a phone that comes with a stylus, and these Galaxy Note phones were super popular for having these. This acts almost like a little mouse, so that it makes it way easier to start editing. If I didn't have something like this, I don't really know how much I would enjoy it. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in some headphones so that I can actually hear what I'm doing, and maybe add some music and some sound effects here. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and skip all that and just skip to the part where we see the demo footage that we got. So you guys enjoy that. Isn't that cool, guys? That's what we can produce with just these 3 pieces of gear. Now, a lot of you are going to be saying, what about the quality? What about the quality? We need stable footage, so we need a gimbal. We need a wide variety of lenses so that we can get exactly the shot that we need. Look, guys, it's been said 100 times, but the gear that you have doesn't necessarily matter. What really matters at the end of the day is the story that you're trying to tell, and the tools that you have or the tools that you need should come as a complement to the story that you're trying to tell, whether that's lenses, cameras, or anything else. This combination has been a creative breakthrough for me, guys, because it's allowed me to focus on the things that I love, creating content, and I don't have to get bogged down by thinking about all this complicated gear that I have to bring in order to churn out the content that I like. So think about how you can apply these principles and how these might be helpful for you. If this was helpful, go ahead and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about gear and all the stuff that you bring or all the stuff that you don't bring in order to achieve your process. And if you guys want to know how I do things like color grade these types of videos in order to get the filmic look that I'm super into, you can go ahead and check out this video right over here.